everyone. How are you guys doing? Dr. Nana here, and it is NMTV New York. Well, I just bring you some good news, and I hope everyone is calm now that we have a new president. And today's episode, I really would like to touch base with all my viewers in Nigeria and across the world. Bola Tinubu was sworn in less than 1 month ago. I want to hear from you. What are you guys all feeling now? How are you feeling now? Are you feeling hopeful? We always have to be hopeful, right? So today's program goes like this. For those people who are still doubting if Bola Tinubu is going to be well for Nigeria or is going to be doing something good for Nigeria, I just want to encourage you that we need to give him a chance. For the past 3 weeks, we've been receiving a whole lot of new reports, which of course I'm going to share some of the reports here today. And for those of you out there that are still thinking that it was a mistake that Bola Tinubu is being elected, I want you to calm down and embrace him as your president. He's our president now. And we believe here in NMTV New York that he's going to do something great for Nigeria. We believe that so well. Let's assume that Peter Obi was the one that was elected. In my view, I think by now they will be doing cleansing in Nigeria, because the way Peter Obi campaigned, he campaigned like Nigeria is one kind of religious country, and that's why we started scaling back for the support we're giving to him. In addition to that, the interview they had, I didn't see Peter Obi as someone who is very up there, in my view. So at least we have all seen now that Bola Tinubu knows what he should do from day one. And I want to encourage all my viewers to let's support him. He has signed in so many things in administration already. Here is what he just did.
President of the 9th Senate, Speaker of the 9th House of Representatives, Chairman Loan into law. Talk to us about that, and then we get to the significance of this Democracy Day.
Okay, yes, Abosede, I would bring in a member of Mr. President's strategy team, Mr. Dele Alake, to give us a good perspective into the student loan bill just signed by President Bola Tinubu. The second bill signed just within 2 weeks of the Bola Tinubu presidency. Hello, sir, and happy Democracy Day.
Same to you.
Yes, President Tinubu, the breaking news we just have, President Tinubu has signed that student loan bill. He campaigned, during his campaign, he said this would be one of the first things he will do as soon as he assumes office. And with this bill now, where do we go from here? What's really in it for students, for youth, a lot of whom voted for him?
Well, as you rightly put it, this is a landmark achievement. And it's more importantly, a promise made and a promise kept. He did say during the campaigns that he was going to make affordability of education a priority. And that's what compelled his signing this bill, this students' loan bill today. Not afford access to education or school fees. So that's what really drove him. It's the humanity in him, so to say. So for me, that is the parents that actually pay the school fees. So this is a direct succor to the parents. So the benefit cuts across a broad spectrum of the society.
Test education. And some people are saying that this is not the first time we're having policies in Nigeria. What is usually the problem is implementation. What should we look forward to in terms of implementation of these noble bills?
Like I said, part of the problems or the factors that militated against the loans in the past was the recovery rate, which was quite low. And that was because the data, there was really virtually no data in the.
And now, for the past 3 weeks that he just came in, you have seen all that he's doing and what he is yet to do. Took away the subsidy that they were using to, enrich themselves. He put some people on suspension. Here's what they said this man did.
Folashodun Shonubi has now been named in an acting capacity. We have just heard that operatives from the Department of State Services have taken Mr. Emefiele into custody. But this is a developing story, and TVC News will stay with all the updates.
Godwin Emefiele after he was suspended by President Bola Tinubu. Not long after this decision was announced, the Department of State Services, DSS, arrested him. Now let's take a look at allegations against him, from funding subversive groups to terrorism charges, mismanagement of Nigeria's social investment program, illegal economic crimes of national security dimension, money laundering, unwholesome activity through proxies, and round-tripping, conferment of financial benefits to self and others, threats to national security, criminal conspiracy to divert government resources, terrorism financing.
Emefiele. We can now confirm to you through an exclusive footage obtained by TVC News that the former governor is now in DSS custody. Next, with inordinate ambition and high-handedness. After his suspension by President Bola Tinubu on Friday, Emefiele was arrested by the Department of State Services, DSS. Some allegations have been leveled against him, and his fate appears to be hanging. Meanwhile, Babajide
in the news, but not for the good reasons. Well, the office of the Secretary to the Government of the Federation released a statement that, quote, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has suspended the Central Bank Governor, Mr. Godwin Emefiele, CFR, from office with immediate effect. This is a sequel to the ongoing investigation of his office and the planned reforms in the financial sector of the economy. End of quote. The Department of State Services, the DSS, denied, but later in the day have arrested Mr. Emefiele.
This is how Nigeria has been how all these leaders have been depleting Nigerians. So I hope that we will give Bola Tinubu a chance, and I also hope that the youths will not give up on holding people accountable for what they are supposed to do. And here's another thing that this man is saying.
That's mine. Is there nobody in Nigeria that will make them? Including that every one of them. No war because of Naira power and property. But I don't have the empathy to ask his daddy, what about me? Somebody said you should fast for 50 days, 100 days, 120 days. My God will use thunder to destroy their house. Because it's punishment. They are not your family, they are not your mother, they are not anything. They are still asking you, send your tithes. Fool, idiots, imbeciles, who call themselves general Muslims. Holy Ghost morning, Holy Ghost afternoon, it's not in the middle. All these are fake. All these things are fake. And you see the country during the time of COVID. We didn't go to church. Nobody there. All not able to be the servant of the earth, than being the general overseer. For you to be a farmer, it's not better to be a GO. To be a farmer is better for you. It's better than when you now become an ambassador. No. Everybody under the service of the earth is an ambassador. God sent us there to see the other side of the company. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Already while we are living, we're supposed to stand our hand. We are praying and not God. No result in prayer. You need to walk and pray. And if you ask us to pray now, you won't pray normally. One side is a believer. One side is a member of the life. One side is a member of God is Christian. Well, we have a prayer is on side. Every pastor. A farmer will eat what he wanted to eat. But a pastor, a general overseer, will be going right to life. 24 hours prayer. Then 70 days fasting, 200 days fasting. What do you need this for? If prayers are answered, nobody will lose his son. If prayers is really real, nobody will lose his father. Everybody has been praying for a long life, but we are forgotten. In Proverbs 3:14, 15, 16 says, length of days is in your right hand. You don't need prayer for this. Because the Lord knows that when you touch people's money, you may go on for 200 years on top of the earth, but they have already taken everything in your right hand. Then what you are going to become in life is in the left hand. You buy a car, you buy this one, it's already here. Your children don't treat you well, it's already here. You don't treat your mother well, your children will not treat you well. You are a bad person, you talk too much, you be lazy person. Rather 4 children, you have 8. What do you need the children for? You only have 2 children. Nay, there are females. We are too greedy and we are all thick. We don't know the right thing to do. If prayers are answered, nobody in this world that will not have money. You'll be asking for money, but this is not going to give you money. Money of what country is it going to give you? So nobody come on my logo. Is it Europe or the faith? We are all faith. We think faith. We get the result as faith. When you tell them the truth, they will not listen. Genesis 1. That's 16. 8 children. 4 boys, 4 girls. To share 4 only 6 rooms. This is what your father had. This is what your mother had. And then you are a pastor in Redeem. Pastor in the next church, you will steal. You are a pastor in everywhere. Nobody got created as pastor. Because he said in 1 Timothy 3, he said if you wanted to become a bishop, if you like to be a bishop, if you like, these are the criteria. But nobody met up the criteria again. The person the Lord did not call somebody whom the Lord did not call, and all everywhere was full. And God walked it. Ó tún pé in position, ó tún jí oyè. Oyè tí ò tọ́ àti ìgbàgbé pípé. Many of Nigerians in America at the age of 45, at the age of 20, when did you start marrying children? Idiots. Hallelujah. You are not the pastor to help you for what? Pastor himself is a defaulter. You need help. Pastor is a chief. Hallelujah. Water. Then morning afternoon prayer. Holy Ghost night. Holy Ghost morning. Holy Ghost afternoon. It's not in the Bible. All these are faith. All these things are faith. And you see the during the time of COVID, we didn't go to church. Nobody there. In Nigeria, pastors are still asking you, send your tithes. They did not pray for you. They are not your family. They are not your mother. They are not anything. They are still asking you, send your tithes. Fool, idiots, cheap, imbeciles who call themselves general messages.
And I think I kind of believe that. The idea of this Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and whatever church that people go to in Nigeria is causing laziness and actually making people feel that manners come from heaven. So instead of using the little resources that you have, you will tend to take that one to go and give the man who is up there, who is already rich. That's not how it should be, and that's not how we should continue our life, because we are not living in the spiritual world. We are living in the physical. All these things that they are saying, most of them is bamboozling. They're just bamboozling people. So, and I hope that Bola Tinubu will actually look into this very well and see how he can regulate it. You know, it's a good thing to go to worship house, but you shouldn't be there Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Like, what? That's laziness. So if you have a phone, for instance, and it's in one place, if you like, pray from tomorrow to next tomorrow to 1 million days, that phone is not going to move. You have to stand up and take that phone to the next place that you want that phone to be. So the idea that people will think that they will just go to church and pray, or somebody will put Goya oil on you or whatever and something will just happen, it doesn't work like that. That's not how it works. Miracle happens, but yes, that's not how it works. So, Bola Tinubu administration, I hope that you actually listen to what this man just said. And there should be rules and regulations on how people will just be collecting money from people coming to the church. Because people do not have money. And yet you are expected to donate. So I hope he regulates that and he asks them to pay taxes, pay their fair taxes, and do the things that they are supposed to be doing. Contribute to the society as he should. I attend the church here, and the man is doing great things with the contribution that he's getting, and at the end of the year there's accountability, and I think the members of those churches in Nigeria should start demanding all of those kind of things from their so-called GEOs. Yes, and we thank God that Peter Obi was not the president. He is not chosen, because if he was, Nigeria would have been in a precarious situation, because all those so-called GEOs who lied and did some fake prophecies all over the place would have taken over Aso Rock and been lying to the public. So we thank God that Peter Obi is not the president, and I hope that he understands that you don't lead by emotions, you lead by what you have to bring to the table. And when he was asked that what does he have to bring to the table, what does he have that he can contribute, look at all the things that he said. So that means that he was not ready to lead. And if he needs to come back again, yes, maybe he can go and prepare. But as of now, I want Nigerians to join hands together with Bola Tinubu, and let's move Nigeria forward. And I want the youth to also demand for all the things that they need. And I think Bola Tinubu will be able to do a lot for Nigeria in the next 8 years. And I hope that he'll be looking towards, today he actually signed in the student loan process. He's actually now bringing in the American traits that they have in him. And that will help a lot of people to go to school, which that's my area that I come in. I really am interested in that, to see that girls goes to school in Nigeria and everyone who is interested have equal access to affordable quality education. So he's going to be offering student loans, and you know that to have a loan, that means there will be a job for you after school so you can pay back. So hopefully this will help Nigeria. The other area will be the healthcare. That's the reason why most people are afraid to come to Nigeria. The healthcare system is very expensive, and there are not very many good hospitals. So we hope that Bola Tinubu will look into that and give access to people who will own urgent care centers that I've been talking about in my program for the past 3 years. That's like retail healthcare services, which is being provided here in the US. So a lot of people that have money in Nigeria can go into that, and Bola Tinubu also can, with the federal government's assistance, can build a whole lot of hospitals and encourage privatization, encourage private people to go into that type of business, like Koschari's Maduka. They have money, so they can actually do healthcare services for people, and So with that, I think we will have a lot of investors coming to Nigeria, knowing that you'll be okay if anything happens. You can go to the hospitals and you see qualified doctors to take care of you. So I want to thank you guys for listening, and I want you all to believe in Nigeria, because we do. That's our home country, and we intend to be coming more often. and actually visit more often and see also what we can contribute to the country. And now that the security will be taken care of, it is very important, because without security, a nation is bankrupt. So hopefully, Bola Tinubu